Hey everybody. Well, this isn't one of my typical YouTube videos. This is I'm actually going to be selling one of my rides. I just bought some property, and so got to sell some of my cars to pay for it, or finish paying for it. Anyways, so I'm just making this video here to show what the car is, how nice it is. This is a super nice car. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say super nice. I mean, it is a driver. I drove this car everywhere. I put thousands of miles on this car. This is no trailer queen. This is a legit, reliable driver. Do a quick walk around here real quick. The wheels and tires on this car are new. There are two 45s in the front, two 75s in the back, Mickey Thompsons on 15x8s, 15x10s. It has disc brake conversion in the front, so it does have disc brakes on it. This is not a Mopar color. This is actually darker. It's actually a really beautiful color. I mean, I'm not really one for green, but this thing is super sharp. And at night, the car looks black. Go ahead and get the rear valence. I know all the Mopar guys that know what they're looking at are going to want to see the rear valence. Everything on this car is pretty good. I'll show there, but there is some bads. It does have a couple little rust spots. I'll show you. Go to the back window here, another typical spot that people want to look at. All the stainless on this car has been repolished. So all the stainless on this car is either new or been repolished. Even the vent windows here, those are usually all checkered and peppered up. These have all been repolished and re-chromed. Look beautiful. Everything, all new glass. Some of the glass is original, but most of it, I believe, has been replaced. The back glass I know is original. Go over here. Okay, here's one of the bad spots right here. This is where, oh, I'm turning the camera back on. Here we go. There's some little bit of bubbling right here. You can see that. And like there's little chips and little scratches and stuff on this car throughout the car. I mean, it's a driver. You can see right here is a little bit of bubbling. Yeah, you can get that in the angle right there. This is probably one of the worst spots of the car. You got a little bit of rust that has come through on the lower quarter panel. But you can't even see it unless you crawl down and look at it. Let's see. Next, and see, the paint is nice. It's a nice paint job. It's a little older, but I mean, this is an older restoration, but it still looks beautiful. Vinyl top looks great. Car didn't spend a lot of time outside, which kind of the reason I do want to sell this one is I do park it outside, and the longer it sits outside, the vinyl top's gonna go to shit, the paint's gonna go to fuck, you know. So I like my ratty cars because I can drive them and not have to worry about them getting all messed up. And this is a beautiful car. So actually, we'll go to the engine bay real quick. See, it's little tiny nicks and scratches and whatnot just from road debris, and it's on it. Can't avoid it. All right, well, there's that whopping 318. But I have replaced the intake. It's got a 340 intake that I did a little bit of porting to, nothing special. It's got a Holley Brawler carburetor on it, and this carburetor was tuned to this motor perfect. I mean, I welded an O2 sensor in the exhaust. We hooked up vacuum gauges and drove this car all day, pulling the metering block on and off, re-drilling bleeds, changing air bleeds, power valves. So this thing runs great. And the spark plugs, I mean, this motor's got probably 4,000 miles on it since I've done all that to the carburetor. These plugs look brand new, and this thing runs awesome. It gets 18 miles a gallon on the highway, of course. No overdrive still, but it does have a taller gear, and I think it's got 293 in it. I'll double check that, but I had to put a new alternator on it, and it's got a new voltage regulator on it, and those are the only problems I've ever had with this car. So those have both been replaced. The car never overheats. It runs, I mean, I've never had any overheating issues with this thing, not even close. Fuel pump works great. I just put a new fuel gauge on it just so I can monitor that. I drove this car. And I also added some LED lighting under the hood. You see those two yellow blocks. There's a little switch down here. You turn that on. Of course, key has to be on to see it, but there's a little switch right there, turn it on, lights up so I can see under the hood. And I did that I drive out to the sticks, you know, and go do whatever. And if I'm at a gas station, doesn't have a lot of lighting, or if something happens on the side of the road, at least allow some lighting to see under the hood, do whatever the hell I want to do. So I added that. Solid fan. Nothing really too special under the hood. I mean, just a really good running 318 that probably makes like every bit of 200 horsepower. Not really that impressive, but it's reliable. And the 4-barrel did help it out a lot. The 2-barrel was pretty puny. So it might make a little more than 200, maybe 250, I don't know. But it does run really good. And for a 318 car, it's just pretty peppy, but I'm just used to big blocks, so I'm gonna talk shit about small blocks. All right, let's get to the dash. So it has a brand new reproduction tack in it. It had a new speedo in it. I replaced the speedo with the old speedo because the repop speedo sucks ass. It's like 15 miles per hour off what it should read. So I refurbished an old speedometer, put it in, perfect. I also did a voltmeter conversion. So this is now a voltmeter. This is not an amp meter. So that is actually a odometer gauge in disguise, looking like a factory, amp meter gauge. Let's see. Oh, this right here. This is a retro sound radio. So it's a stock looking radio, but it's Bluetooth, FM, it's all that other happy shit. It actually works really good. It's got new Pioneer speakers in it, front and back. Oh yeah. So I added some additional lighting to this car. I'll show you right here. See, there's LED light underneath the dash, which I know it sounds stupid, but that actually is awesome at night. Open the doors, you can actually see what the hell you're doing. And it's also tied into the map light and the dome light. So it comes in handy a lot when you travel around. I also added some extra USB ports. See, we got some additional LED lighting in the glove box. You can actually see what the hell you're looking at because the factory light sucks ass. So it's pretty lit up in here at night when you need it to be, which really helps. The interior in this car is beautiful. I mean, top to bottom. It's got a new wood grain wheel in it, but this new wood grain wheel did get a crack in it. So it is what it is. Paid 500 bucks for this restored wheel that cracked out, so whatever. All the door panels are beautiful. Headliners all new. Visors are great. Back seats great. Everything on the inside of this car is pretty good. Actually, I would say really good. The only thing that's not new or looks great is the rear seat belts. These are original rear seat belts, so nothing too spectacular. Carpet's all new. Everything looks great. The only thing with the carpet is right here, it's a little faded, you know, just from sun and whatnot. So, but other than that, doors shut good. It has all new felts in here. All the windows have new felts. There's all new rubbers on the top. Everywhere, new seals on the quarter window or in the vent windows. Here's another bad spot. You can see a little bit of tiny rust on the dash right there where the paint doesn't quite cover, but that's little piddly shit. Oh, the hood turn signals work. It has the hood mounted turn signals. Everything works like it's supposed to be. I had just put a new turn signal switch in it. Let's see what else we got in the interior you need to know about. Everything in here works great. Everything on the dash works. Wipers, flashers, the dimmer switch is new. It's got a new dimmer switch in it. It's got a new headlight switch in it. So inside this car is just great. Let's go ahead and pull the key. Now here's some more of the bads. The trunk pan was replaced, but you can see that it had started getting shitty again. So I'm gonna be putting some epoxy. It just rained, so it's kind of wet right now, but I'm gonna be putting some epoxy over that just to keep it from going any farther. But it had a new 2-piece trunk pan put in it. But see, this is cloth, and I don't know if that affected the moisture or not on this, but it has kind of rusted up a little bit again. But other than that, the trunk is pretty good. You can see they put lower quarter panel patches on it. I added the trunk light to it. I like to be able to see what the hell I'm doing in the trunk at night, loading groceries and whatnot. Like I said, I drove this car. This is a daily. There is nothing wrong with this car, drivability wise. So even looks. It looks beautiful. So here's another little flaw. This trim right here doesn't quite line up exactly to the quarter panel. You can see it's off a little bit, but I can probably throw that in the shrinker. Actually, yeah, I can throw that in the shrinker and bring that in. I just didn't even think about it. I have somebody else's problem. Let's see. And I'm not trying to be a salesman on this thing. The car is what it is. So I had to delete a little bit of my commentary there because I need to try and make this somewhat PG-13 rated. But I'm just trying to make this an honest sale because I've been screwed in the past on cars, so I just want to let people know what the car is. Underneath the car is rock solid. Let me get to that. I know people want to see that. So we'll go to, look at that. Torsion supports are great. Front frame rails are perfect. Rockers are beautiful. Rear frame rails are awesome. Floors are great. The whole bottom of this car is beautiful. Door jambs are great. Front and back. The bottoms of the doors are great. That's a typical thing. That's not rust. That's just seam sealer. So I'm just letting people know what this car is, top to bottom, inside out. So if you do buy this car, there will be no discrepancies. You'll know exactly what you're getting. See, you can tell somebody replaced the trunk extensions. See the little spot weld or little MIG welds there. But the bottom of this car is beautiful. I mean, there's no rust anywhere. Frame rails, the torsion support. I mean, even the cross rail. This is a typical spot that rots out the cross rail here. That's great. I'm just making my rounds here so you guys can see everything. This car runs and drives awesome. I have no complaints about how this thing runs and drives. Let's go to the other side. I don't want people to think I'm trying to hide shit. Okay. All great. Floors. Everything. Let's do some more walk around on this thing. Oh, I love the color on this thing. It's awesome. I'm not even a green person, but this thing just looks bitchin'. Just trying to show every angle. Go ahead and shut that. Go ahead and shut this door. Here's another little body flaw. There's a little chip right there that something had come up from the bottom, like a rock or something. See, doesn't that look bitchin' right there? Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Now this thing has been running. I had to replace the water temp gauge because it had a reproduction water temp gauge in it and it sucks. It was way off. So I grabbed a 50-year-old gauge out of my stockpile, put a new sticker inlay on it. Works perfect. Reproduction shit sucks. Oh, it's a little cold. warm them up for a second. This thing actually cold starts really good. See, it was like halfway in between being cold and hot. So when it's cold, you press throttle one time, hit the key, fires up, the choke is set, runs perfect. When it's in the in-between stage, you have to rev it up just a little bit, and then, you know, carbureted cars. But other than that, it runs great. See, right, I don't have my phone on me, otherwise I'd show you the Bluetooth hooking up, but it's flashing blue right now, which means it's trying to find my phone. Yeah, let me warm it up for a second. Alright, we got a little temperature in her now. See, there's no clattering, no clanking, no nothing. And these GoPros pick up everything. If a mouse farted in the engine bay right now, this GoPro would pick it up over the motor. Let's see where we're at. And see, in the oil pressure and the fuel level, they read low. So when you look at the ohm readings, this thing should be showing about 45 pounds right now, but this gauge and this gauge read low because they're reproduction garbage. That's original, reads great. The speedometer, original, reads great. All the reproduction shit does not read as good as original, but it does let you know there is oil pressure and does let you know you got fuel in it. So I never bothered messing with it. And I know the oil pressure in this thing is awesome, so it didn't bother me. Don't sound like a race car, but it's got a nice little note to it. Nothing special. Well, we'll go take it for a spin real quick. Yeah, see, it would have to crack at the top instead of at the bottom, so you're always kind of staring at the crack, but it still is a nice wheel besides the crack. Just a nice, smooth driving car. This is my highway car. When I went on vacations or went traveling or whatever, this is the car we'd jump in. Just a smooth, good running car. Nothing really much to say about it other than that. Oh, and the hood, I don't know if you can see the hood mounted turn signals because of the daylight, but yeah, you can kind of see them a little bit. They all work, both sides. Everything on the dash works. Well, flashers. Oh, I'm on the brakes, that's why. You take it off the brakes. Man. Well, I guess the flasher isn't. Flasher's really slow. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. Yep, so, yep, there's the flashers. Those work. I guess I didn't push the switch all the way. Yep, alright. My dumbass. The headlights work, everything on the lights, all the lights on the dash work, all new bulbs. Wipers work. Washer, all the controls, the heater works. It's a heater only car, everything works. The map light. Oh, that's right, I gotta replace the bulb. When the regulator took a shit, it fried that bulb. But see, there's the lighting under there. So yeah, I gotta put a new bulb in that, I forgot about that. Dome light works. Boom. Everything in the car works. I just gotta replace that bulb. I'm just doing this drive here so you guys can see there ain't no funny noises, there ain't no clanking, clattering, none of that weird shit. It's just an all-around good driving car. Shift's nice. Stop's good. You don't need power brakes. These manual brakes work awesome. It doesn't take a whole lot of foot effort to stop the car. put a brand new side mirror on it. The old mirror was kind of cloudy. Those extra controls right there, those come in handy, or not controls, USB ports. Those come really handy when you're on the road. Multiple people needing to plug in phones, chargers, iPads, flashlights, whatever the hell else you need to plug in. That's why I added that. Well, I'll get it up on the highway so you guys can see what it does on the highway next. See, right now the radio is playing off my phone, Bluetooth. It sounds good. It don't have an amp or any of that other fancy shit, but I never wanted a really loud system. But for what this radio is and the speakers that are in it, it sounds good. See, it's playing off my phone right now. Boom. See, in the shade, the car almost looks black. Awesome color. Everybody thinks it's fast because it's got red stripes on it and fatty tires, but it ain't fast. But it does run good, but it ain't fast. I was joking earlier when I said it made 200 horsepower, and it's probably like I don't know, maybe a 250 horse car. It's just pretty much a rock stock 318 with a four barrel intake on it. So it ain't setting the world on fire, but it has enough to get out of its own way. Actually, you know what? Let's go on the highway real quick. Show you what it can do. Good old little cruiser. Ugh. Oh yeah. Hit it. And for all you guys that know the General, took this thing out in the desert the other day, went mobbing in it, bashing it, having a good old time. Look, it came back with landscaping. Oh, this car's awesome fun. And it picked up like 50 horsepower because I didn't realize the air filter was that clogged. Yeah, back to this. Oh, it's a good little running vehicle. Well, just to prove how good of a driver it is, I just drove this car up here from the valley way down there, which is only about 20 miles, so it doesn't prove a whole lot, but I'm just trying to show you guys it is a great driver. I've driven this car 2,000 miles round trip one time. No issues. Just sitting here purring like a kitty. I brought it up here to take a couple pictures too, but you know, because you got a good view of the city. Well, I was gonna try and get it up on top of the hill where our buddy's racetrack is, but the sun's already past that. Got here like half hour too late, so this is a good enough place here. This thing does take real good pictures. Oh, well, I'm sure some people would probably say, oh, well, the engine's cold. It could have been, that's why it wasn't making any noise. No. Just look at that thing run. Nice and smooth. Let's see, where are we at? Yeah, running temp. As you can tell, I just drove this thing up here, so 20 miles on it. There's no smoke out of the breather. There's no blow-by in this thing. It's just a good little running motor. No rocket ship by any means, but she run great. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, you can kind of see my LED lighting taking effect now. Yeah, it's not dark enough yet. I'll show you in a little bit when the sun goes down. Oh, look how good this interior is, man. Oh, I hate to get rid of this car. My fiance loves this car because it's quiet and smooth. The interior's nice, so she likes to go for rides in this one. When the cars that are my favorite, the loud ones, the thumpy ones, the ones that haul ass and are not comfortable, but you look cool doing it, she's not real fond of those ones. The louder, the better. The ratty, I want tunnel rams, side pipes. I'd like them all mean looking 70s street freaks. She likes the all pretty ones, nice and smooth riding. So she doesn't want to see this one go. But I think I mentioned it earlier, I bought a piece of property so I can store where all my cars at. So gotta come up with the money some way. Now I'm going to flip this thing around so I can get more pictures. Just to show you, dimmer switch works, it's brand new. Same thing with the radio, it dims the radio. That's the right turn signal. Oh, there it is, yep. Right turn signal. Left turn signal. There you go. Flashers. Alright, so everything works. Oh yeah, that's that lighting I was telling you about, which that helps out a lot, finding shit on the floor. Oh yeah, go ahead and show you this now. Wow, that's come in handy a lot. We can also turn the lighting on with the map light. So this lights up too. It's just the bulb's burned out. I'll replace the bulb before it goes anywhere. But yep, switch. Other than that, well, I guess we can do a walk around. Side markers. See, show you the brights work. See, also the indicator on the dash. Yeah, let's go ahead and shut her off. That's pretty much it. This is Grinch. 68 318 automatic on the column. Yep, that's pretty much it, I guess. Not a whole lot else I can say, but if you got questions, I can answer questions. So, go ahead and ask them. Ah, this has been such a good car. I hate to get rid of it. Oh well, there'll be more. Plus, I have the General, I've got Smurf, got old Lemonator here, Daisy, and Patina way back there. So, plus I got like many more. So, it won't really hurt too much to let this one. I got a lot cooler cars I can replace this one. Plus this car doesn't have AC and the fiance wants AC. Patina, 600 horsepower car, all new, and it has vintage air. So I think that's going to be her new favorite car. So she probably won't care too much about this one once she has AC in the next one. Alrighty, well, I'll holler at you guys later. I forgot my drink. This car looks really good at a Sonic drive-thru.